Hello and welcome to a brand new video where today we will be looking at the 7 unanswered questions ahead of the Sky Bet Championship 25-26 season and see who will be going up, who will be getting those playoff places, and then we're seeing which teams can bounce back from the Premier League and how the newly promoted sides will do as well. So yeah, let's just dive straight into the 7 unanswered questions ahead of the new Sky Bet Championship season. And one of the big questions is, will Leicester City get a points deduction? There's been all sorts of speculation over Leicester City for this upcoming season, and I just think that they might just struggle this season, even though with the parachute payments that they do have, they don't have goal scorer Jamie Vardy at the club anymore. They're not really a Premier League side anymore, considering what's happened the last couple of seasons. They've also let Daniel Ivers and Danny Wall go, don't have any backup goalkeepers, they've not brought anybody through the door so far this season in terms of transfers, and they're in a really, really difficult situation. They have got the coach in Marti Cifuentes, though, who I think can propel them out of this division. So yeah, Leicester City, do I think they can get promoted? Probably. If they don't get points deduction, they definitely have a very, very good chance. But if they do get a 12 points deduction, then I can see it becoming a bit difficult for them. But yeah, Leicester City, I think under Cifuentes, they'll be a difficult team to beat, as they always are in the Championship. They're always up there and fighting. So yeah, Jamie Vardy is also a free agent who is going to pick him up. We don't know that yet. So yeah, that is one of the main unanswered questions. What will happen to Leicester City? Will they get a points deduction, or will they be okay and maybe just go up normally back to the Premier League instantly? But I very much doubt that is going to happen. Also, will Ipswich and Southampton bounce back like people think they will? Ipswich have brought in Matusua from Stade Rennais, an £11 million deal from it for a defensive midfielder from the French league. I think that is a very, very good sign. They've also signed Ashley Young on a free. David Button, he won't play many games from Reading, of course, and they've signed Cedric Kipre on loan, who's been around the block, been around West Brom and Wigan previously. Kieran McKenna's under a lot of pressure to deliver for Ipswich Town this season. They don't want it going like Luton Town last season, where they just fell off an absolute cliff, didn't they? So they will not want that to happen, will Ipswich Town this season. But yeah, as for Southampton, I could see them bouncing back. Will still hasn't been proven in this league, but has got a good record everywhere he's been, including Beershot, Lons, and RM, of course. But yeah, I think Will still side will be looking for a better season after the horrible 12 points they got, only a second worst Premier League side in history. They have brought Damien Downs in centre forward from Cologne for $8 million on a young prospect. Is quite a lot of money at this level. Also Joshua Kwashi, 20 years of age, 3.5 million. So yeah, some young signings for them. They lost Brereton Diaz back to Sheffield United last season, but I think that was in January anyway. So yeah, Southampton will be looking to bounce back at the first time I'm asking. I think they could be favourites to do so, but I think Ipswich will also be up there fighting. Them two sides could eventually run away with the league in the end. But yeah, I think Ipswich and Southampton will bounce back at the first time of asking, if you ask me. But I think that Leicester City are the only ones that will struggle next season, in my opinion. So yeah, you'll have to stay tuned for my predictions when we speak about Ipswich and Southampton. Another big question is whether Wrexham can survive in the Championship on their first time of asking after going from back-to-back promotions from the National League to League 2 to League 1. Can they do it again? Can Wrexham stay up? They've really been active in the transfer window. Not as active as some people may have thought they would have been. They've brought in Liberto Kake from Empoli, George Thomason from Bolton, Ryan Hardy from Plymouth, a very good signing for 825k. Don't think it's going to be getting you in the playoffs, unfortunately. Danny Ward in goal from Leicester is quite mistake prone from what I've seen of him. Josh Windass, good signing from Sheffield Wednesday, but we know the issues that are going on at Sheffield Wednesday. And Lewis O'Brien as well is a very, very good signing from Nottingham Forest. I think that one's a statement signing, really. Central midfielder. He's been in the Premier League. He knows the Championship like the back of his hand. He's been here before with Huddersfield, done it with Forest, of course, as well. So yeah, I think that is some good business by Wrexham. I think they're still waiting to do a bit more before the season starts. Maybe next couple of weeks, but we could see Wrexham quite active. They have lost a lot of their players from League One, like the likes of Delby, Mark Howard, Bradley Foster, League One and League Two. Sorry, Luke Bolton's also gone to Mansfield in League One. William Boyle has gone to Shrewsbury to try and help them out, who are currently, I predicted 24th in my League Two predictions. We'll see how that one goes. Luke McNicholas in Forest Green. Paul Mullen's gone on loan to Wigan. I think that might be the end of his Wrexham career now. John Davies, Stephen Fletcher, Liam Holt, and Josh Adams. So yeah, a bit of a clear out at Wrexham, but they are definitely bringing in the right men and see what Phil Parker's could do this season. Will Wrexham struggle or will they thrive in the Championship 25-26 season? Let me know down in the comments. And then another big question is who will be going down from the Sky Bet Championship this season. We probably know that Sheffield Wednesday and Danny Rell side will be going down. We don't know what's going on there. A few players have left and they're losing a lot of key players and all the Chancery problems. You could probably see Sheffield Wednesday getting relegated quite convincingly. But then the other two spots are a complete mystery. You've got the likes of Oxford down there, but they seem to be doing a bit of business themselves, bringing in De Keersmaker, Brady Spencer, Luke Harris on loan from Fulham in there as well. So yeah, Oxford doing a bit of business, not a lot with the financial backing they have. They don't have a lot of money. But yeah, you've also got to look at Charlton Athletic, of course. They've brought in Charlie Kelman. They've brought in Rob Apter from Blackpool. They've brought in Alafi, all good League One players. Whether they can cut at the Championship, we'll have to wait and see. They've also signed Kaminsky from Luton, which is a cracking signing, by the way. Brilliant goalkeeper for this level. Rankin Costello from Blackburn, Amari Bell from Luton on a free transfer. Sonny Carey from Blackpool on a free transfer as well. Also got a look at QPR, Julian Stefan's side. They could be in a bit of bother this season. Kwame Poku, I think they're really only notable signing that I can come up the top of my head. So yeah, they could be in all sorts of bother as well. Wrexham, we don't know about. They're a bit of a mystery. I think they will be okay though. Wrexham, got to look at Preston, Swansea. Could they get sucked in as well? I don't think Swansea will, but I could definitely see Paul Heckingbottom and his Preston side getting sucked into a bit of a relegation battle. So yeah, they're probably the favourites to go down, but it's really uncertainty who can get relegated. There's some big sides going down this year, I think, like last year, like with the Luton, and who else went down last year? Plymouth, and who was the final team that went down last year? It was Cardiff City, that was it. So yeah, I think another big side is going down this year. Who is, I don't know, I think Charlton are doing good business. Oxford have brought in some decent quality players. So yeah, bit bizarre who is going to go down this season. So yeah, that is another unanswered question. Who do you think will be relegated? Let me know down in the comments. Another question that needs to be answered is, can a mid-table side like Preston, Millwall, Hull, Middlesbrough can they get in the playoffs this year if they have a good enough season? Bristol City as well, including Norwich in that category as well. Can they get into the playoffs? Maybe not. You can maybe see Norwich getting in there with the quality Liam Manning as head coach. Ball has signed if they can keep hold of Josh Sargent, maybe they can get him. Firing again maybe this season, but I doubt it because he is definitely going to be off to Wolfsburg. I think they rejected a massive bid, did Norwich City. So yeah, I think so. They will be highest chance to get in the playoffs out of the mid-table sides. Middlesbrough also narrowly missing out this year. You could probably even include Coventry, even though Frank Lampard's side have got in the playoffs in the past. Who else? Hull City, I think they're going to struggle with their new coach. I can't remember what his name is, but I think he's some Greek or Turkish coach that could be... he doesn't know the league. I think Hull could be in a bit of trouble again this year. I don't think they're going to be challenging anywhere near the playoffs or even mid-table. I think they definitely will be in the relegation scrap. A team I forgot to mention in that relegation scrap were Hull City and Preston as well. Could they maybe leapfrog a few teams? Blackburn as well. Could they maybe force a challenge to one of the playoff sides like the Birmingham, maybe the Sheffield United this season? We'll have to wait and see. So yeah, I doubt that will happen, but any of those sides could get into the playoffs. But yeah, I think the top six is it won't be as competitive as it was last season just because there's a lot better teams. That I think there's 6 or 7 teams that are quite better than the rest in the Championship this season. You'll see that in my predictions video probably tomorrow or Friday, depending on when I want to do it. So yeah, I don't think any of the mid-table sides might push a playoff charge. Maybe Norwich and Middlesbrough, but I can't see the rest. Maybe Blackburn too. But yeah, like I said, Preston, Hull, Portsmouth and all of those, I can't see getting anywhere near the playoffs. So yeah, that is a question that needs to be answered for 25-26. Can some of the mid-table sides promote a playoff push? Another big question in this league is how will the newly promoted sides do from League One, of course. Birmingham, we know, have been splashing the cash. Kyogo Furiashi's through the door, Damari Gray's through the door, Fujimoto's through the door. A number of signings. Tommy Doyle's another brilliant signing for this league, and they are showing their intent to probably even get promoted. I could see that happening quite comfortably next season, them finishing in the playoffs, of course. Don't really need to gloss over Birmingham that much, as they are, well, I think they will finish in the playoffs quite comfortably next season with the money moves they are making and the cash they are probably will spend towards the end of this window, because they really don't think have spent a penny so far. As a Birmingham fan, I think we should finish in the playoffs quite comfortably next season. As for Wrexham, they've brought in a lot of players, as we've just previously spoke on them. I won't gloss over these too much. Yeah, I think Wrexham will be fine this season. They might get dragged into a bit of a relegation scrap, but I think overall they'll finish in around that low mid-table area. And if they do spend a bit more cash towards the end of the window, then they could definitely propel themselves up and maybe even challenge for the playoffs. But just due to the competitive nature of the Championship this season, I can see Wrexham struggling a little bit, but they can improve that by bringing more numbers through the door. And Charlton Athletic, they've been splashing the cash, as we have previously just stated. They were a relegation favourite. I still think they are relegation favourites, but the amount of signings they're making, people from League One who have been in the Championship before, like Kaminsky, like Amari Bell from Luton as well. Alafi's a brilliant striker. Yes, he hasn't played in the Championship before, but yeah, I think that is quite interesting. So yeah, I think the relegated sides might be actually all right. They usually do it okay when they come up from League One. So yeah, that is, I think Birmingham, Wrexham and Charlton will all have decent seasons. I think Charlton actually might stay up with the business they are doing as well. And will West Bromwich Albion cope with Ryan Mason as their new manager? Highly regarded coach, previously at Spurs, lost in that cup final to Manchester City a few years ago. Haven't really done a lot through the door. They've brought in Orn Høgebo from Brand for 5.5 million, brought Nat Phillips through the door for 3.5 million as well. And George Campbell, centre-back from the MLS in Montreal, of course. So yeah, I'm not really sure if they will be any good to go in this one, West Bromwich Albion. I think it might be a bit more season of misery for the Baggies fans. Ryan Mason, I don't really rate him as a coach. I know he's highly regarded coach, but I really don't rate him as a coach. I think West Brom could even really struggle. I think they might be down the bottom end of the Championship this year. Hate to say it, because I don't mind West Brom as a club, in all fairness. Yeah, I just don't think Ryan Mason is a good enough coach for this level, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, they've also let go John Swift to Portsmouth, which is a very good signing for Pompey, Asemi Ajayi to Hull, and Ted Cantor Rotherham, and Grady Diangana is without a club at the moment, which is quite surprising. Some surprise no Championship team has picked up him yet, as he is very good quality right winger for this division. So yeah, West Brom, I just think will struggle this season. Sorry, Baggies fans, I do think you might struggle this season. So yeah, that is that, and yeah, I think West Brom might struggle this season under Ryan Mason as their head coach. Thank you very much for watching the 7 unanswered questions ahead of the Sky Bet Championship 25-26 predictions. We'll either have my Championship predictions tomorrow or Friday, and then we'll have League 1 and 2 on Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, because I am planning to do League 2 predictions this season. So yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all of that good stuff, and I'll speak to you on the next one. Also, we will have a watch along Friday night for Luton versus Wimbledon. Still debating whether about Cardiff. Peter probably might not do that one now, but yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll speak to you all on the next one.